Hello, folks. Welcome to today's football predictions on Betkraft. Okay, it's another beautiful Wednesday morning. The Champions League day. And we'll come up once again with our predictions this very channel. And we know a lot of games that are going on across the globe, but today we have a few that we selected and looked into before bringing it forward for you. All right, today we have mainly Champions League matches, that made up our predictions for you today. And we had the likes of Aston Villa coming up against Bayern Munich, and also Benfica against Atletico Madrid, and some other good matches, that we have for you coming up soon in our predictions. All right, I want to ask those of us who are coming across our video for the first time that are yet to subscribe to kindly take out time to hit out the subscription button down there so that you do not miss out on our subsequent games that will always come up on this channel on a daily basis. All right, okay, have you done that? Okay, let's head to the business of today. Without further ado, we're starting with the very first match of today. It is the Champions League match where we'll have Aston Villa will be coming up against Bayern Munich. All right, one of the biggest match of the day. And as usual, we'll start looking at how these two teams have fared in recent times, as well as the performances from head-to-head perspective. Okay, when you look at Aston Villa in the last 6 games that they had in recent seasons, they've been able to win 5 out of those, and they've had one draw. And also Bayern Munich, on the other hand, their away side have won 5 games out of the past 6 matches, and also they've had one draw as well. When you look at how these two teams fared from home and away perspective, you can also see that Aston Villa, the home side, have actually been able to achieve 5 victories in the last 10 home games that they had, but have won five. They've won 5. They've actually lost 2 out of it, and they've had 3 draws in the last 10 home meetings. For the home side, and the last 2 home games that they played, saw them defeating Wolves and Everton, by a large amount of goals, up to 3 goals, those 2 matches. All right. And also looking at their away side, on the other hand, Bayern Munich, the German Giants, that's what I call them, in the last 10 away games have actually won, 6 games out of those past 10 away games that they had. And they've had one draw as well. And they've lost, 3 games out of the past, 10 away games that they had so far. All right. And, we know that the last couple of away games that they had, we saw them defeating the Werder Bremen by 5 goals to 0, and also they were able to defeat the host Kane by 6 goals to 1. That tells you that Bayern Munich is actually a side that means business this season, and it has shown in the way they have been winning their recent matches. So in this very encounter, without so much time on this, we really expect Bayern Munich to continue the winning run against Aston Villa in this very game. So it is our side to win outrightly. That's our verdict for that very encounter. Okay, and that will take us to the next game for today. Also in the UEFA Champions League, where we have Shakhtar Donetsk of Ukraine coming up against Atalanta, right? And Atalanta of Italy. Okay, Shakhtar Donetsk in the last 6 have won 3 out of those, and they've also had 2 draws as well as 1 loss in the last 6 games that they had. But Atalanta, on the other hand, their away side have managed just to 1 win, about 2 draws, as well as 3 losses in the last 10 away games that they had so far. All right, when you look at in the last 6 games that they had so far, actually, and looking at performances for both sides, we could see that for Shakhtar Donetsk, they've won 7 games in the last 10 home games. They've had 1 draw as well as 2 losses in the last 10 home games that they had. And Atlanta, on the other hand, playing from away, have managed to achieve 3 victories from away, and they've had 2 draws as well as 5 losses in the last 10 away games that they had. And the last time they met was in 2019. We saw Shakhtar Donetsk, we saw Atlanta winning Shakhtar Donetsk from away on that occasion by 3 goals to 0 in 2019. And in this very encounter, we know that Atlanta possesses a lot of quality when comparing these two sides. We know that the likes of Retigi, Ademola Lookman, and Charles, they are really much more stronger, better quality players, in the ranks of Atlanta compared to what you get in Shakhtar Donetsk. And in this very encounter, we really do expect Atalanta, their away side, to achieve a result against this Shakhtar Donetsk side. It is their away side to win outrightly in this very encounter. That's the verdict. Okay, and that takes us to the next for today, which is also in the Champions League match where we have Benfica, who will be up against Atletico Madrid. All right, Benfica in the last six have won 5 out of those 6 games, but they've had one draw. And looking at Atletico Madrid have won 4 games out of the last 6 matches that they had, and they've been able to achieve 2 draws. None of them have lost any of the last 6 matches that they've had so far. That's quite impressive for both sides. And when you look at how these two teams have performed in the last from performing from home and away perspective, and then we look at Benfica, the last 10 home games that they had have resulted to them winning 7 out of those, and have lost just one, which was in the preseason against Fulham. And they've won 70% of the last 10 home games. They had 2 draws as well. And looking at the away side, Atletico Madrid also they've won 7 games in the last 10 away games that they had so far. Drawing 2 and losing 1 actually, which happened in April, where they lost that to Deportivo Alves by 2 goals to 0 on that occasion. That tells you that Atletico Madrid is actually a very strong side. He's actually doing well even at this moment. And the last time they met was in 2015. We all saw Atletico Madrid achieving a victory against Benfica on that occasion by defeating them by 2 goals to 1. But looking at the recent games of both sides, you could see that Atletico Madrid in the last 9 official matches, they've not lost any match in the last 9 games that they had. They've done very well. They're actually third in the La Liga table at the moment, and you could say the same for Benfica, who have only actually Benfica have been able to they've done well. They've won this 6 games out of the last 8. But we really expect to see Atletico Madrid doing more in this very one, and but it's actually considering Atletico Madrid's defense, we expect them to be able to limit the number of goals Atletico will concede. So we do expect Atletico side either winning or drawing, and under 3.5. We won't see so many goals in this one. Atletico Madrid, their way side to win or draw, and under 3.5. That's our verdict. And that takes us to the next for the day. It is in the Champions League again. We'll have Liverpool who will be up against Bologna. All right, Liverpool in the last 6 have won 5 out of those, and they've also had 1 loss in the process. And when you look at our side, Bologna, they've managed to achieve 1 victory. They've lost 1 game out of the past 6 matches that they had, but they've had 4 draws as well in the past 6 games that they had. When you look at this side, from home and away perspective, you can see that for Liverpool, the home side have won 8 games out of the last 10 home games that they have so far. They've lost 1 out of it, but have had 1 draw as well. And when you look at the away side, Bologna in the last 10 away games have managed just 4 wins from away. They've also had 4 draws, and they've lost 2 games in the last 10 away games that they have so far. All right, that tells you a lot about the home side and the away side. The home side have won 80% of their home matches. That tells you Liverpool are doing so well, and we saw them in the last 2 home games that they had in Premiership. We saw them defeating West Ham by 5 goals to 1, and prior to that, we also saw Liverpool beating Bournemouth by 3 goals to 0. That tells you in Anfield, Liverpool don't play in Anfield. They don't really play. All right. When you put all that together, we really expect a comprehensive victory from the home side, Liverpool, to rise to the occasion and win outright in this one. Home win, that's our verdict for that very encounter. Okay, that takes us to the next, and it is also the last game for the day. Also in the Champions League, where we have Lille of France will be up against Real Madrid. Okay, and looking at Lille, in the last 6 games, they've had 4 losses out of those, and they've had 1 win as well as 1 draw in the last 6 recent games for Lille, the home side. And away side, the Real Madrid have won 5 games out of the past 6, drawing 1, and they've not lost any single match in the last 6 matches that they have so far. And looking at how these two teams have fared, from home and away perspective, if you look at Lille, the home side, you can see that they've been able to achieve 5 victories in the last 10 home games. They've also had 3 draws as well as 2 losses in the last 10 home games that they had so far. They've won 50% of the home matches. And when you look at Real Madrid from away, they've won 4 games from away. They've had 5 draws as well as a single loss, which was against Milan in the preseason, in the past 10 away games for Real Madrid. And we know that Real Madrid are the Spanish champions. When you compare the two, Madrid is actually very strong side in terms of quality. They have the likes of you know very high profile players in their ranks, and we'll expect a win for Real Madrid in this very one. Okay, and in this very one, honestly, we expect their way side to carry the day. Real Madrid to win out shortly. And for those of us who who like to bet on who to score, and we also like to point out that I really fancy Rodriguez to be on the score line on today, be on the score sheet today actually. For those of us who want to risk it. All right. That being said, that concludes our predictions for you today on Betkraft, and I wish you the very best of luck. I hope your ticket goes green. Also, remember to bet responsibly. It's only a football game, anything can happen. All right. Tomorrow is another day, and we definitely be coming up with our predictions right on this channel. But until then, keep winning. Yeah.